Hello, welcome to Zeens and Roger. I am a croaky voiced Rosina for this tutorial today. It is a double slip stitch edging and it looks like a faux I-cord. It looks like an I-cord, it is faux. And it is so simple to do. This is a stitch that works in the round. You can use it as a shawl edging, and I have done so religiously over the last few weeks. I have made it again and again and again. I've done maybe five shawls, all with this I-cord edging. I first started using a double slip stitch in a cardigan, the Strata cardigan by Fade Ashborough Hughes, and I thought, what else can I use this stitch for, because I really like it. And the answer was, it's ideal for edging. The more rounds you work, the more you find it curls in on itself. So as we look at it as just lots and lots of rows worked straight, it looks a bit like this. And then if you let it go naturally, it's just curling in on itself. This is the Cerberus shawl. All three of these here are variations of the Cerberus shawl, which comes in 3 different sizes and different sort of depths of triangle. This was the first one I did, which was a deep triangle, and I actually painstakingly stitched down that curled edge, so I can't unfurl this one. Every single stitch was anchored down securely in place because I wanted it to just be like a traditional I-cord on what is ordinarily attached to a knitting project, a la Sophie shawl or Sophie scarf. Why not do it in crochet? So it looks a bit like this if you stitch it down, but then I realised that actually it keeps its curly nature, and every other shawl I did, I did not have time to sit there and stitch down all of these, and I don't need to. These are all blocked. They remain I-cordy and curly. I also have it on this balaclava, and it's awesome. And this one is 1 round fewer, and it still curls just about nicely. And again, because it's in the round, this is the little face hole on this balaclava, which is awesome. It's my own pattern. I haven't released it yet as of February 2026, but it's coming soon. But the face hole has this I-cord edging, which looks fabulous, even if I do say so myself. I just want to show you the difference between the edgings on these 2 shawls. And this will be very much personal preference as to which way you choose to do this. You can see that the edgings on these 2 shawls are different to the main body in terms of the colour. I played around a little bit because when I did the first one, I did a foundation round of US single crochets in the same colour that I used in the main body of the shawl. And then I worked my double slip stitch edging. That creates the little dashes of the back of the first double slip stitch round. I don't care. I think it looks fine. If anything, it's a design feature. But if you don't like it, work your foundation round of whatever project you have. Work a foundation round in the same colour as your I-cord edging to avoid that little dash. You would have to be quite neat and tidy with your stitches just so it's not messy, and hopefully I have achieved that with this one. I don't think that looks too bad. When I did this foundation round, this is the back, because as it curls over it kind of is hidden, and then this here is the right side of that foundation row round, which is more visible, so I've shown it on the non-curly side. Anywho, so just to say that it kind of is reasonably important to, when you work your foundation round, know that you probably want to turn after you've done it so that the work curls the right way to cover the arguably uglier side of that foundation round, even though I'm probably being a fussbot because it doesn't look messy at all. And here's a close-up. So anything that you work in the round, it can be used for this. I went around this little shawl swatch, and these are the right sides of my foundation. So I'm actually going to work on the wrong side of them, and this is the only time I'm going to turn for this edging. I don't turn at all throughout the rest of it. Let's chain one. To create good habits, let's pop a stitch marker. Right, so insert the hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, and you're just going to pull through the latter 2. I'm just going to give my end a slight pull because it had a little loose bit. In the stitch that we worked, that second step, insert your hook into it, yarn over and pull through, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, slip stitch through those last 2 stitches. Again, in the stitch we just worked, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, and into the next stitch. Insert hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 stitches on your hook, and you're slip stitching through those second 2. And that is literally all the double slip stitch is. And you work around and around. It looks like that on the other side, and because I did the foundation in a different colour, you can see the little dashes of the back of the slip stitches, which I don't mind. I'm going to pretend it's a feature, but like I said, if it really bothers you, then do the foundation round in the same colour as your i-cord double slip stitch edging. So in, pull through, in, pull through, yoink them through the stitches. And it really is that simple. So we're going to work around, no increasing, no joining when we get to the other end, but I'll show you that in just a sec. The only reason that stitch marker is there is to make sure that for the next rounds I complete them all. I'm just going to pop it in here doesn't have to be precise, but just somewhere in this corner to show that I went around one whole time. And then no, I didn't slip stitch to join, I just carried on doing my double slip stitches so that it is seamless. This effectively is, it's round 2 of the double slip stitches, round 3 if you include that foundation round. And the more rounds you work, the more you see the curl forming. Because you can see it's already starting to do that here. I go round, usually with the double slip stitch rounds, I have done 4 rounds. With that balaclava that I showed you, I did 3 rounds, and I can get away with it, but I wish I'd done a 4th round. I was just lazy. And that is it. That is all there is. So you choose how many rounds you do. I say 4 is a good number, and that's all there is to it. I mean, it's dead simple, isn't it? And just so you know, in this particular swatch, this is double knit yarn, and I'm using a 4mm hook, so standard stuff. So I've just completed round 2 there. Let's pop that stitch marker back in. So that's 2 rounds of double slip stitching, going in for a third, and I'm just going to show you a few more stitches so you can see the curl really start to kick in, even though you probably get the gist already. Look at that. That's already doing its magic. And this is what it looks like on the inside. But you'll probably never see that because it will curl around. These little dashes of the behind are kind of hidden too. And it depends on how particular you are as to whether or not it bothers you. Okay, so I nearly forgot the important bit, which is to show you how to fasten off. Silly me. This is the foundation round plus 4 rounds of double slip stitch. I am now at the point where I'm at the stitch marker. Very, very simple. Insert your hook and you just do 1 slip stitch instead of 2 and fasten off. Boom. Should you want to sew down the ends, you're going to put a darning needle into the bottom stitch, and then what is the front loop of the last round, and then you go around, and you don't have to catch every stitch because that would take forever. Every other is absolutely fine. So it's the front loop there, and then one of the loops on the very first round, and voila, all done. So you do that all the way around if you chose to do so, but like I said, I don't think it matters. Anyway, that's it. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It's a lot of talk for a very, very simple stitch, but I think collectively all that information is super helpful. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again another time. Cheerio, bye bye.